Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to Turnaround Coach. And it is time for another fantastic episode right here on my YouTube channel. Having said that, this week I really want to focus on something that struck my attention this past week as I was working on quite a few different things. I have to say, this last week was really, really busy. I was working 12 and 13-hour days because I was trying to get some things taken care of, some steps in the right direction to really package all of my services. And I was thinking about the processes that I use because I have a couple of meetings coming this week to meet with some new business owners that I haven't worked with before to help them scale their business to the next level. And I was thinking through just my whole 10-step process and what it all entails and make sure that I'm well versed, which I know I am, but I like to just be extra prepared in the whole process. And I was thinking about this. And then, of course, anytime I start thinking about something, it seems I tend to see it show up everywhere on social media. But nonetheless, I was thinking about the first step in my process, of course, is to get to know the business owner a little bit, to find out what their goals and dreams are, why they started their business to begin with, and start collecting data. And then I go into a deep dive analysis. And I just take all of the information that I've collected from these preliminary conversations, plus work with the owner and their team, if they choose to bring one in, to really list out everything that's happening currently in their business, whether it's good or not so good, just list it out. Anything more specifically, what might be hindering them from getting to that big audacious goal that they set when they set out to start their business. And we list so many things when we go through that. I can't even tell you because there are going to be so many things people start to get sparked by, right? So you might start out with a list of 5 and then you go, oh, wait, but that reminded me about da, 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 da. And then that brings on 3 or 4 more things. And then, oh, but what about this? And it's just that brainstorming, that brain dumping, actually, of what's currently happening in your business. However, once we get past that, because that's going to be such a big laundry list, it is very important that we're not setting out to fix every single thing in that brain dump. If we were to do that, we would be completely overwhelmed. And I can promise you, we would never, ever get to where we want to be because our attention, our focus would be split in so many different areas. Oh, I have to fix this, and I have to fix this, and I have to fix this, and I have to fix this. And so that brings me to this week's message. When you are doing a transformation, a turnaround, or even working to scale your business to the next level, one of the most important things that you can do is you have to sit down, really figure out what's happening. So you have to do that brain dump, but then you have to figure out what are the big ticket items. What are the big 1 or 2, and I promise you, no more than 2, 1 or 2 things you can do and focus on for the next 3 to 6 months that's going to have the biggest impact on your business. Let me give you an example. When I went through this process for the very first time, I knew that climate and culture was something that really had to be fixed. Now, yes, we needed systems and processes. I also needed to build my leadership skills because I was a new leader at the time, but climate culture was the most important thing. So I definitely had one goal on climate and culture. And that one goal really was to empower people to have input into all of the work that we were going to do. I had to make sure I was gathering input, making people feel like the work they did mattered, their thoughts mattered, their expertise mattered. Didn't mean they were going to design all of the systems and processes, because that was my second big ticket item, is to make sure we had some of those big processes in place. No, it didn't mean that at all. They were not going to design them because clearly those staff members had been there before I got there, and the systems and processes that they were thinking they were using were either non-existent or not addressing the problems. But being able to give them a voice, being able to allow them to be part of the problem-solving process when designing the systems and processes had a huge impact on the culture of the campus, on the climate, because they felt like they mattered, which was big. It gave me a lot of credibility because I could actually say, I can't do this alone. I'm new, but here's my vision and I want your input. And it made them feel like they mattered. Then I was able to accomplish that second goal, which was to really think about what systems needed to happen and be able to make a difference. I'm going to tell you, those two big things, it didn't address everything that was going on in that building, but those two big things made such a huge impact. We saw so much growth in so many of the other areas that we weren't focused on because it overflowed, right? Those big ticket things had this ripple effect on so many other things. And that will happen when you're scaling your business, when you're making a transformation in your own organization. When you hit the one or two big ticket items that will have the most impact, and you're actually going to find that it will revolutionize not only how your people do work, how your clients and customers perceive the work you're doing, but also how you feel as the owner, how you feel as the leader, the motivation, and almost that sense of, wow, we can do this, because you'll see so much impact so quickly. Now, of course, I always want to come on here each week and share something that will help anybody go back to their own organization, their own business, whatever it is that you do, and apply these skills, apply these concepts for free. That's why I'm here. But if you do need assistance, I'm also here for that. One of my best creations was being able to replicate the work that I did at the 3 schools that I was at, and really be able to come in and help you see growth so fast and help you really put your business back on the map of success, get you on that path, but also help you learn this process, because that's what someone did for me. I could have had somebody come in and do it for me. I could have paid them. I had a budget. But because I learned in the process, I'm now able to go and share this with you. And because you will learn from me in the process, you too will be able to continue to utilize these strategies for sure, if anything ever starts to get out of whack again. But more importantly, feel confident that you do have the strategies and skills that if you did need to share with a colleague, or you did want to venture off to something else, or you just want to be sure that your business always stays above that line that you've drawn to say, we've arrived, you'll have those skills. So reach out to me. I am available to get started working with a few businesses this month. I'm looking at 3. I don't want to take on more than 3 this month because, and this is October 2nd when I'm recording this, because I want to do them well. And it is a process. It is time. We've got to really sit down and commit to the work that we're going to do. And I want to be able to do that work well with you. And I do have a few other things going on in October, so I don't want to overextend myself, but I want to give you my best. So get on my calendar now, because I already have a meeting, 2 meetings this week with people to get them going. And if they decide to come on board, then I only have one more spot open. So let's really think about that. It's Q4. It is game time, y'all. It is time to finish this year strong, to not give up. Because here's the one thing that I do know as a runner, as someone who's played sports throughout their life, and as someone who's an avid sports watcher and learner, I like to learn from coaches and different organizations. It's all about the final quarter. Everything happens throughout the year, throughout the game, throughout the race, but it's that end. How do you finish so that you can go into the next season, for us, 2024, feeling like you've got it together and you're really going to rock and roll? All right, so I will make sure that I link everything in the notes here so that you can reach out, get on my calendar for sure, and let's just have a conversation. But more importantly, take this piece of information, apply it as you can. If you just need to have a little bit of advice, reach out. You can get me on social media for sure at Sherry Dixon Consulting. So have a great rest of your week. Good luck in Q4. And I will talk to you next week right here on Turnaround Coach.